What's shaking? It's Bacon, and today Bungie unveiled the Trials of Osiris for all us Guardians to accumulate and watch, and it was amazing. They pulled back the curtain and we got a whole lot of information, a slew of new information that we can break down and analyze, and I want to assess it all together with you guys. Now, first off, I want to cover the information that we already know about. Now, last week's stream, it covered a tad bit of the Trials of Osiris information. One in particular being that every weekend the Trials of Osiris will come back. And the second thing we knew for quite some time was that the game mode was skirmish. Now I'm going to say something that's not supported at all by any of Bungie's statements regarding the Trials of Osiris, but I have to say it just because that's the person I am. This is not skirmish. Come on now, this is not skirmish. This is the most competitive thing that's ever graced Destiny, and I'm hyped about it, but I just cannot call this skirmish at all. This is not skirmish. This reminds me of League play from Black Ops 2 Call of Duty, and I loved League play. When I was tired of pubs and I just was not feeling COD, League play kept me drawn in. That's what made me play that Call of Duty so long, because the competitive nature of it. Destiny doesn't have private matches. It does not have LAN parties. This is like the closest thing we've ever gotten to actual competitive play, because you can be a beast and you can have fire team members that are beast. The chances of you running into a fire team of equal strength is just so slim. You'll have to go through so many lobbies to even just get that. But in this, it's totally different, and we're gonna get right into it. Now, if I were to categorize this Trials of Osiris game mode as anything, I'd have to say it's like skirmish meets search and destroy. And I am sorry for all the Call of Duty lingo, but that's where my FPS roots stem from, and I just can't help it, man. The only two features from skirmish that this game mode holds on to is the 3-on-3 and the revive system. That's about it. I don't see how it's skirmish just because of two factors, but I guess that's probably the closest thing Destiny has to draw a reference to. Now, on the search and destroy side of things, we have round-based combat. The Trials of Osiris will have 5 rounds per match, and that's awesome, but the way that this works is there is no respawn, just like search and destroy. So you're gonna have to rely on your teammates to revive you, and it becomes a very pivotal thing in changing up a game, because once 3 people on your team are dead, once all 3 members of your team are dead, the round ends and it's your opponent's win. So revives can just turn it around in your favor. If you can get that tactical revive at the last second, if you can revive your teammate while you're about to go down, sacrifice your life to get them up and maybe you don't die. You can get your health up from that revive. That's how skirmish works. And that's how this Trials of Osiris will work as well. So that's really monumental when it comes to team play. We're going to have to collaborate and get that teammate chemistry up like it's 2K. We're going to have to really work hard to build ourselves up as one unified component. Now, on the subject of team play, there's apparently no matchmaking. Bungie said that they're not going to find friends for you. You have to go out and make your own squad. And what that does is it's always going to be team versus team combat. So in Iron Banner, people tend to be really upset and complain when they are solo and they have to face against an entire squad, an entire clan. Well, in this, it's going to be easier to find 3 people to fit your fire team, but you have to have your chemistry up. Like I just said, you have to have your chemistry above that of the other team. And if you both reach like a certain pinnacle, it all comes down to skill, because you can always communicate, and it's a two-sided thing. You have to bring something to the table other than being able to call things out. That's very important, but having that skill to fall back on really helps, especially when you're in that one-on-one situation. And we got to see a lot of that in the stream. There was a lot of times where one person was all by their lonesome and had to wait on the revives for their teammates. You have to be a team player, and you also have to be able to carry your own weight to be successful in the Trials of Osiris. Now, Bungie really wants to push us Guardians with this one. On top of all the factors I just told you about, there's also the systematic factors. Level matters in the Trials of Osiris. Level matters the same as it does in Iron Banner. And you're going to want to be that max level cap, which is going to be 34 when the House of Wolves drops. So week 1, if you want to participate that weekend for the Trials of Osiris, you're going to want to get to level 34 as fast as possible. Do whatever you can, and I definitely will be doing that because I need to participate every weekend in the Trials of Osiris. It's gonna be hard and it's gonna be a grind, especially week 1. And it's not even like you have a full week. You have, what, a couple of days to prepare yourself. I mean, I've been preparing skill-wise and running around with my team in skirmish, but this is just monumental. This is crazy, and I think I'm ready for the challenge. I will read into it a lot because that's just the kind of person I am. I get really hype over these kinds of things because this is huge, man. This is like nothing we've ever seen before. So we have to kind of mentally prepare ourselves and actually physically in-game prepare ourselves. And now in Destiny, we've never had a round-based game mode. So the question arises, what happens with special ammo? What happens with our ammo in general? And the answer is ammo carries over into rounds. So if you pick up a crate and you have a full clip 1 round, the next round you will keep whatever you have left of it. And in the case, I don't really know what they said about heavy ammo. Like, that was kind of shaky for me. So could I carry my heavy ammo into the next round? I don't think that's the case at all. But what I will say about heavy ammo is it drops once. And this was kind of weird also, because I'm not sure if it's when you have a 3-round spree, like your team wins 3 rounds straight, that heavy drops, or just so that it can, like, you know, the other team has a chance to break you down with heavy in play, or it's just every 3rd round, because every time it reached round 3, I would see heavy drop. If any of you guys were able to decipher that, please pass the information on to me, and I will try to relay that back to multiple people with videos. Now let's move on to winning and losing in the Trials of Osiris. Now, you're gonna get a scorecard from Brother Vance, and these scorecards are gonna be called passages, and you're gonna try to fill them out each weekend with whatever your win-loss. So 3 losses results in your passage just being null and void. You basically can't go anywhere from there. And 9 wins makes your passage just boop, done, you're good, and you can just reap all the amazing rewards from your victories. And once you've gotten all the rewards you're allowed to get with your passage, you can trade in that passage for a new passage and just keep it going for that weekend, which is really cool. I thought that, like, 1 loss and you're done. That was my impression of this, but we actually have 3 chances, and if you quit a match, that is a loss. So there is no point at all in quitting matches, especially since you're playing with your team. Like, these are people that you know and you affiliate with, so to just leave them hanging, or for all of you just to leave, that's either cowardice or just being a jerk to your friends, and nobody wants a jerk as a friend. And I know I said if you lose 3 matches, you're done, but there are actually consumables you can use to kind of alleviate this or even help your wins. So first there's one for a free win, and there's one for a bonus win, which would be you win 1 match and then you get another match win on top of that, so you get 2. And then there is another where it's forgive a loss. And the way you would get these is using passage coins. And passage coins you can get by doing daily PvP activities, which I have not done in a long time. I just play whatever I want to play. But now there's actually incentive to do it, so it's kind of like the weekly heroics or the daily story missions, which I think is amazing because it seems like they're giving a lot of emphasis on everything PvP, not just Trials of Osiris, which really makes me happy to see Bungie doing, because we gotta admit, PvP hasn't been as focused on as, say, PvE. And also you can get passage coins from random PvP drops after game and whatever. That's cool. And on top of that, Bungie has also stated that they're looking into new ways to limit the lag problems in Trials of Osiris. They're going about it a different way. They're matching you with people that kind of work with your connection the most. So with that, this is not stated by Bungie, but I'm going to assume that playing with Fireteam members who live closer to you is going to be beneficial. It's going to help out your connection. Just dealing with that close of a connection, it kind of morphs you all into one generalized area, and then they'll match fire teams with the closest generalized area. Example, I live in New York and I have buddies who also live in New York. May not be the same borough, but it's still New York. They're gonna branch me as New York, and they're gonna put me against teams who are in New York, or maybe New Jersey, Long Island, close, you know? Now, while I was watching the stream, I turned away for a split second, turned back, and saw there was a flag that was being capped, and I was just like going bonkers, like, what am I watching? Flag? Where'd that come from? And I'm gonna explain that. So, each round is around 2 minutes, I believe. And when the round timer gets really low, a flag spawns, and whoever caps it on whichever team wins. That's really weird to me, but I kind of understand it, because people would like to stall. People will camp in a little area with their snipers pointed, someone watching the flank, and just be like a bouncer at a club and not let anyone in. But with this, it's like, alright, you guys want to stall, you want to be cowards, alright, we're just going to wait for wherever this flag spawns and just get it. But what I want to emphasize is, Bungie, please tell me that that flag is not always in the same spot. Please tell me that it can be anywhere in like a neutralized zone. Or maybe even spawn at the point that is furthest away from both teams, which is kind of weird to do because there are 3 people and they could all split up or so. I don't know, it's kind of weird. And on top of that, it said that if the timer runs out and nobody caps the flag, whoever on whichever team, the closest person will get the win for their team. That's awesome. I think that's really cool, and I believe that that's how it should actually play out, instead of having to cap the flag. That way, if someone's like always near the flag, they can't camp that out either. I don't know. It just seems like it would be really fun to just go from search and destroy into, say, domination, where, okay, we all are being forced into one zone and we all have to clamor around that flag for the time to run out and get that kill. And I'm not talking about it spawning early on. I would say it should spawn like really late in game. That way it's more, you know, just like sudden death, and we all have to collaborate together, try to get that flag. Or if you're alone by yourself, you have to rush for it and that's your last hope. I don't know, those kinds of clutch wins really get me going. All in all, the Trials of Osiris is a very royal and extravagant event, and just makes you want to bask in all the glory of it. When you start up a match, you see your fire team versus the other fire team. You're like in each other's face, kind of intimidating each other, and it just seems really beast, and it really fits. I'm glad that Bungie did those little touches here and there to just add that sense of tension, that sense of pride, being next to your fire team members against another, wearing all the same shader. Because I know when I play skirmish with my boy Vin and Red Dog, we like to wear that chatter white and rep it all day. Even though they don't have God of War, but it's still cool to just be together like that. It can even scare weaker players, and although the Trials of Osiris is going to be targeted at stronger players, you know damn well that there are going to be some weaklings jumping in with their buddies, or people just clamoring together off LFG, or even just PvE players looking for gear. Who knows? All I know is I'm ready. I'm prepared for the Trials of Osiris, and I want you guys to be on the same level of preparation. So on this channel, I'm going to be uploading a lot of tactical advice and tips regarding PvP combat. And I'm also opening the floodgates to my little baby infant clan, the Bacon Gang. I want you guys to join if you aren't already dedicated to a clan, and help you find like-minded individuals and kind of create a like-minded community within this channel, and that way we can all communicate well and just get together in a new way. I mean, I already love discussing with you guys and such, but I will give more information in a later video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will catch you guys in the next one.